Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of international taste testing and still feeling sick. So I'm starting today with some tea, which is great because my throat is really playing up still, and I still have a very bad cough. This tea is Sempio branded corn silk tea, and I could smell the aroma quickly coming alive as I was pouring the hot water onto the tea bag. I'm not sure if I can show the colour really, but it has quite a distinct smell. It smells nice anyway. It's vaguely reminiscent of something that I've smelled before. The ingredients are only corn silk, brown rice, and barley extract, 4 ingredients. But it does remind me of something while still being quite distinct and unique. I wish I could place what it reminds me of, but it's nice anyway. It's just what you need when you have a dodgy throat. It reminds me of I'm sure I just saw flashes of maybe 3 different images flash before me. Popcorn kernels, butter, that sort of direction it takes you to. Popcorn. It's a really nice smell. It's very, very pleasing. Not entirely subtle, but very, very calm, and yet all too present. This is like popcorn tea. This is definitely reminiscent of popcorn. But nice, I'm not a big fan of popcorn, much nicer than popcorn. Yeah, you can really taste popcorn when you drink it, but in a very satisfying way. That's really interesting, that tea. That's a good tea. Sempio corn silk tea. Goodness knows how much I paid for it, but that's ignoring the price. I would happily buy that again. It's only 20 tea bags. Okay, that's a fair amount. Yeah, that's what you need. It's definitely a good tea. Okay. Now let's start with some water milled rice cake slices for the food department. The senses are being warmed up with this lovely tea. Now let's look at some food. I have no idea what to expect with these. Oh, this is a scissors job, I believe. Water milled rice cake slices. Ingredients: glutinous rice, 27%, japonica, water and salt. Okay, now this is going to be interesting. I need to fetch some scissors, it would seem. Never fear, my scissors are here. I really need a haircut as well, should I trim myself? At the same time, my hair is atrociously long. I'm expecting quite a firm texture, but the actual taste, that helped a lot, didn't it? I have no idea what to expect from this. What was it called? Japonica? Something or other? What's japonica? Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Interesting. I just love how international food stores give you the experience all over again of trying foods that you've never even seen before. You have no idea what to expect, as though you are a child trying food for the first time. You can relive that as an adult, not to know what to expect. And sometimes you think you know what to expect, and it surprises you. Oh, this is curious indeed, most curious. Okay. So, okay, they break off like that. Let's see if we can get a focus. The lighting is pretty poor once again, I do apologise for. I thought there might be another kind of wrapping over them, but I'm not entirely sure. I think they really are just this, as they say, glutinous. No, I think you do eat. What do you remove there, sir? I'm not sure. I'm a bit confused. So that looks like some kind of shrink wrap, but no, it's just the way it's been made. Okay, let's try this. Okay, you really have to be patient with these. For a while there's nothing, just a very firm and I suppose dense texture. There's no flavour or anything, and then eventually after quite a bit of chewing you begin to taste rice, as you'd expect. Ever so slightly reminiscent of eating rice in its normal form. And so they're very bland, very neutral. Whether or not people would typically eat them as they are or dip them into sauce, probably the latter, dip them into a spicy sauce or something to make them come alive. But let me know if you'd eat them as they are, but it's very different. But it definitely has no flavour really, it is very much a neutral experience. Which is good for when you need to reset your palate and you've been sick and so forth. But it is not at all invigorating. They're curious, they're very... they're so firm, and you really do have to work with them, but eventually you get a very faint callback to rice, traditional rice. But it's impressive how they make them. They just grind down rice and dehydrate it and add this jabonica or whatever that is. Oh, it's curious though, very curious. And this tea is beautiful, even if it does smell like popcorn. Up next, let's do these crunchy vegetables. I have had my eye on these for a while, and finally, in fact, let's use scissors to make an incision so we can get into them. That's much quicker. Let's see what secrets they house. I was looking them up online, I believe only yesterday, and yeah, they really do seem to be just crunchy vegetables, so that sounds interesting. I hope they're not too crunchy, but it looks... Why can I not pull the tab? Oh, there we go. There's a discreet tab. I see you. Yeah, oh, there we go. Oh, they're very small pouches, yeah. I mean, as I say, I saw a bit of a preview online, but I did not realise just how small they are. Very cute size, very lunchbox friendly. How many do we get? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, maybe 20? Around 20, I suppose. Oh, very cute. Very small corn, green beans and very small corn, I presume one of each in packet. I have no chopsticks, so this will be messy in a fun way. Tab at the bottom, curiously. And what do we have in terms of ingredients? There should be a translation somewhere. Oh, there's a smell coming through, an interesting smell. But there's... Hello, were the ingredients on the shrink wrap? Whoops. Oh, this is awkward. Oh, we have no idea what we are eating. It is not the first time, so let's just go with it. Oh, this looks interesting, doesn't it? Oh, so it's actually more mashed up. Oh, wow. There's something a little crunchy there. Maybe it was a bit of corn, but they have spice for sure, and that's most welcome. That's a great way to spice up and spruce up vegetables. Corn. Now, of course, I do have to bring us to the image, somewhat misleading, showing larger, more whole pieces, but the flavour's there, and my mouth is on fire, and maybe I should not be eating so many spicy products until my throat is better. But dare I say, it is worth it. That's really good quality vegetables and a really nice spice. That's good. It's hot, but it's an enjoyable spice. Unlike the dreaded jalapenos, which I find to be just hot for the sake of it, and they ruin every pizza. And this is a good spice. It's hot. It's so present and lingering, but it's nice. It's really enjoyable. I can keep going back for more. These would be great alongside spaghetti, noodles. I do actually have some spaghetti, no noodles, but I'd also have some needle mushroom to try from the Mises supermarket, so I could cook some needle mushroom alongside some of these, heat it up a bit, and some spaghetti. That could make for an interesting dish, I think. So yeah, well, these are good. I could eat these all day, even with a dodgy throat. These are good. A nice amount of spice, and the vegetables are not too crunchy. Delicious, absolutely delicious. Yeah. Very interesting things so far. We've gone from more bland, neutral rice cakes to something very spicy. So, up next, I think we will go for lotus root. This may well be my first time having lotus root. It looks somewhat curious. It's very interesting. Now, are those slices of pepper? Lotus root 95%, vegetable oil, salt, sugar, chili. Oh, chili, yes. Trehalose, yeast extract, flavour enhancer. Still have spice in my mouth from the vegetables, even after drinking tea. This will be interesting. Once again, we have some individual pouches, not many this time, maybe just 5. 6 individual pouches, I believe. So, cute sized, again lunchbox friendly. Let's give them a go. Oh yes, there's going to be some spice for sure. There we go. Okay, I think these are going to be hotter than the vegetables. Okay, so there's our lotus root. Oh, there's a whole slice of pepper by the look of it. That's calling the lotus root its home. And I think there's another piece of lotus root inside. That is most curious and unlike anything I've eaten before. The texture of the lotus root is really interesting. There's a slight crunch. I think there is a slight spice build. Oh yeah, there we go. And that's it, it's just a vegetable spice lingering, because I was not initially greeted by any spice, as I could tell, even with the lingering spice from the vegetables. But yeah, the texture is fine, it's very interesting. There's quite a bit of moistness to it. Whether that's due to the... Oh, that's quite a big piece of lotus root. Oh, 2 pieces. Maybe even 3 pieces, I think. But also due to the sauce. It's a slight fragrance. There's a gentle medley of flavours. They're quite distinct. Let me just put this somewhere. I need to go back for more. It really is quite distinct. It definitely is providing heat. It's definitely an increase in heat level. And I was talking about the moistness the lotus root provides and other sauce provides. Despite the heat, you can taste the general watery taste very briefly. Yes, that is what I was going to say. In terms of crunch, it is reminiscent of a pickled onion. I've not eaten pickled onions in ages because of my aversion to vinegar, but yeah, I'd say it is a pickled onion level of crunch, quite somewhat similar. Actually bite into it. So Not at all that chewy or hard. That's a really good vegetable, lotus root. I'd love to buy a lotus root and cook with it myself. And what they have done with the very saucy, yeah, that packs a punch. Maybe it's a similar heat to the spicy vegetables, or maybe a little hotter. It's hard to tell because obviously the spice from the vegetables is lingering somewhat. But that's really interesting. I'm going to really enjoy eating those. It is a shame you get only 6, but I can see why they get away with giving you only 6. I mean, I cannot recall the price that I paid, but it's a good quality snack. That's a very different kind of snack with a nice texture to the lotus root, a nice amount of spice. So I need to think about that quite a bit. There's quite a bit going on there. That's nice. Is there any part of my desk or table and carpet which is not yet covered in food? How can we rectify that and get it covered? Let's go for this. Actually, no, we have at least 2 more things. We do have this purple rice porridge with mixed Chinese sweets, but we also have the pumpernickel bread as well, actually, and these ginkgo seeds. Let's look at these ginkgo seeds. I think we need something a bit more neutral after all of that spice, as lovely as it is. Let's see what we can find outside of the realm of spice. If I can open the package, that is. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Let's try the other end. Now, I'm certain I've not eaten ginkgo seeds before, but I suppose there is the possibility that I have eaten a product containing some measure of ginkgo seeds. I suppose they are quite a common ingredient in Asia. Oops, there we go. It should be somewhat firm. A lot of things. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Oh, interesting. So, okay, bean-like ginkgo seeds. Wow, that is peculiar. That instantly steals the top spot from the lotus root for the most peculiar thing eaten all day. That is a strange course of flavours. So it's certainly not spicy. We're going in a completely different direction now. There's something a bit acrid toward the end. The texture is somewhat bean-like. Oh wow! I know I ate only 2, but that's so there are 1 or 2 somewhat familiar flavours, and then it's just pulls you in a very strange direction. What are these? From what realm did these objects emerge from? These are otherworldly. They're really weird. You get a lot, and and bear in mind, of course, for taste testing purposes, I'm eating them by themselves. You could dilute the taste by having them with whatever, and seasoning and so forth, but eating them as a snack, I would have to take my time. They have eating just one is enough to take you on the strangest dance of this acrid taste, this almost dehydrating taste. Really peculiar. 4 points of being peculiar, but I'm not sure what to make of them. They're really peculiar. Very, very peculiar. I suppose I can mix some with the needle mushroom when I start cooking that. That might be a taste, but wow, that's a really bizarre thing, these ginkgo seeds. Yeah, they are bizarre. Really, really bizarre. Where can I put them so they will not spill over? Let's put them there for the spill. That's just taken me in a completely different direction. That's just, wow, that's really weird. It's bean-like, and then acrid, not quite sour, dehydrating. They're bizarre. They're really bizarre. Really interesting. Okay, up next, organic pumpernickel bread. Again, I was looking up the word earlier, and as you can imagine, it is a German word originally. I believe the idea is it was a peasant food, originally a food for peasants. And yeah, so pumpernickel, what a curious name. Let's see if we can get into this old pumpernickel. I cannot say that I have had pumpernickel before, but again, maybe I did as a child try something like this. It should be a somewhat healthy bread. Okay, it's already cut into slices. If I can show you without getting crumbs everywhere. So, oh, okay, okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, that makes things much easier. Yeah, that's a familiar smell. That's not a flapjack smell. That's a, oh, what does that remind me of? What do you call it? I used to hate it as a child. It was plain evil. You know that thing, malt loaf? Is it malt loaf? You get the really squidgy pieces, Serene branded. You know what I'm talking about? It's the most evil food ever. The texture is just wrong, and it reminds me of that. That's the smell of malt loaf. It is called malt loaf, isn't it? Serene branded malt loaf, and some other variants. I did do a taste testing video a year or two ago where I was trying to like it to see what I thought as an adult, and I think it was maybe cautiously growing on me, but still very odd. Do you know what? I was going to say that it's inoffensive enough, but it is more than inoffensive. I'm changing my view. It's actually quite nice. It's certainly nicer than Serene branded or perhaps alternate branded meat loaves, malt loaves, whatever they're called, with their insidious texture and that smell which greets you as soon as you open your lunchbox. They're evil, but this is more tolerable. I'm not a big fan of seeds and things, but this is actually there's something nice to it in moderation, and this is interesting. It would make for an interesting breakfast, or when you're just not sure what to eat. It's something already prepared. It's probably somewhat healthy for you. No, this isn't bad at all. This is quite nice.